I am Zen. On this segment of T2Y, we talk exclusively about motorcycles. Today, we're going to talk exclusively about these two, about the new NEXX X.WED2 helmets. And I've done an unboxing on this. I'm going to link it up here and you will be able to see it. But since then, I've done 6,000 kilometers on them. I find myself now in the north part of Turkey, just by the Black Sea, as you can see. And the helmets have done everything from days with 30 degrees to snowy days with -5. And now I feel I can talk about it. I can make a review on my first impressions. We're going to continue to ride these helmets, and obviously as I ride more I'm going to have more to say about them, but for now I already have a lot that I can say. First thing, and it's the question that I have the most, how is it when it comes to sound? How is it when it comes to noise? Noise and sound in helmets is always very difficult to assert because it's a very personal thing. It depends a lot on your sensitivity, it depends a lot on what you're used to or not. If you're used to enduro helmets, you go to a helmet with a visor, that alone is going to make a huge difference. And it also depends a lot on your bike. If your bike has a lot of aerodynamical protection, it's going to shield you a lot from the noise. So very, very difficult to say. But I can say that from the previous helmet, it's a huge improvement. It's going to be a huge step above when it comes to soundproofing. I'm not going to compare it to any other brands, I'm not going to compare it to any other helmets because again it's a very personal thing, but in the NEXX lineup it is a huge upgrade from the previous one. Same goes for Aerodynamics. Although it looks very, very similar to the old model, it has nothing to do with it. I've been riding with crosswinds above 70 miles an hour, 70 kilometers an hour, pardon me, and this thing held its ground perfectly. You can look to the sides, you can look up, you can look down, and it's gonna be very, very stable at keeping your head pointing where you want to go. The last one would shake a little bit, would force your head at many different directions. This one is a lot more stable, and I believe that has to do with the new peak. As long as, well, I could understand from what was explained to me when I visited the factory. Again, also link up there. The vents work really, really well. The front vent is very easy and you can replace it from this one to a mesh one. It works really, really well. It vents really well. Personally, and I have told this to the NEXX guys, I think it flows a little bit of air even when it's closed, but just pull up your undergarment and you're gonna be very well shielded. The top one up here works really well. You can go through this part, works really, really well, and the side ones also are a big improvement over the last one. If you're using an intercom system like I am, I'm not using their system, I'm using another intercom system, you will find that on the inner part of the helmet, just by the mouth, there's a little recess that works really, really well with not the boom mics that usually come attached to the intercoms, but with a mic that will be longer and thinner, so a mic that you can put anywhere. That's a very, very good place to put it. That's where we had it since the second or third day of the trip, and it made a huge improvement over what we were doing after. If you are thinking about using the quick straps, because I do like to use goggles, I'm not a big fan of the visor. Their visor works really well. That's what I've been using when it's really, really, really cold. Like I said, -5 and snowing, but I am a big fan of the goggles. However, if you do use the goggles with the quick straps, something that NEXX does not produce, you need to buy them at Touratech, they will not allow you as well to close the visor and keep the goggles. As you can see on this helmet, we did not put the quick straps. It's just a normal strap, and I can put the visor on and off, open and closed, because it goes under the visor. When you do the same thing, and let me show you when you do the same thing with the quick straps, I'm facing, yeah, there you go. When you put them inside, you close them, because the quick straps have a bulkier system. Here it's harder to put them under this, and it will allow you to close it, but it will not be as smooth. As you can see here on the side, it does not look clean, it does not look smooth, and I'm doing this off the bike, so I'm assuming that on the bike with the gloves, riding with all that bulkiness of all the gear, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to fine-tune them to close them or not. But again, this is not something you would do in a lot of occasions, which would be to ride with the goggles and the visor down. Still, if you prefer to do so, I would suggest you to use the normal straps and not to use the quick straps. But comment down below and let me know what you think. Let me know what you're trying, and I would love to know your opinion. The beak, that's one of the differences between this one and the previous helmet in the previous model, is it allows you adjustability, so a little bit up, a little bit down. It does make a huge difference. Personally, I prefer it all the way forward, so it hints a little bit more downwards, but perfect. So far, I gotta say, I'm very happy with this helmet. It's been going through hell in our hands during this trip, and it's holding its ground magnificently. It's a great little detail that I said on the unboxing. I'm not a big fan of pin locks, but because we knew we were gonna face a lot of cold days and we've been facing a lot of fog, we've been facing a lot of really bad conditions, the pin lock that comes stock with the helmet does help a lot. I installed mine that same day and I haven't removed it ever since, so it's gonna stay there. And like I said, I will keep both the goggles and the strap. And just so you know why I like the quick straps, and it is the only reason why I like the quick straps, is that it allows me to do this. So now my goggles are saved in the back. I can use my visor normally, and perfect. The visor, as I showed in the unboxing, you get it down and you can still click it one more, just make it one little bit more secure. So far, worth every cent that they're asking for this. It is a very well conceived helmet, a huge step above from the last model. So if you like the last model, try this one, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be very pleased with it. As for me and Charlotte and everyone that's been supporting T2Wine, thank you to all of you. You're the reason why we can continue to do this and we can continue to bring you films as I'm filming here today. I know that my internet is not the best. I'm trying my best to upload episodes, but not always is possible. So if they are a little bit delayed, our apologies. But still, thank you so much for continuing on that side, and I'll see you guys next week.